Welcome back to Beyond Borders, the space where stories of courage, faith, and freedom are celebrated across every corner of the world. Each week, we sit down with powerful women who dare to rewrite their story, and today is no different. Before we dive in, let us know in the comments where you're watching from. We love seeing how far this global community reaches. And don't forget to like, comment, and share this live. It might be the message someone else is waiting to hear today. So this week's spotlight shines bright on Ghana, guys. We are so honored to welcome our guest who walked away from a decade-long HR career, not because it wasn't good, but because she knew she was meant for something greater. So today, she's thriving as a digital business owner, creating impact, income, and inspiration, all from the heart of West Africa. Let's welcome the radiant Margaret to the conversation. Welcome, Margaret.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Thank
Welcome,
you.
Margaret.
Thank you
Welcome.
very much. Thank you.
Welcome, Margaret, and thank you for accepting our invite. And as always, before we jump in, we have our moment of gratitude. So I'm just feeling so thankful today for the stories, the courage, and the reminder that God has a plan even when we can't see it yet.
Yeah.
And I'm grateful for vision, for the quiet whispers that guide us bigger, bolder dreams. Margaret's journey reminds me that it's okay to outgrow old definitions of success.
Hmm. I am grateful for the gift of life, the strength to pursue my dreams, and the grace that carries me through every season. I'm thankful for the journey, the moments of uncertainty, the lessons, and the growth. And I'm grateful for the opportunity to build a digital business that aligns with my values, my faith, and the future I envision for my family. That's
And I'm very grateful for my family and for this opportunity to be on this show with these three lovely ladies. I'm so grateful to be here at this point in time, connecting with you all and your listeners. And thank you so much for inviting me to this show. I can't thank you guys enough. Thank you.
You're so welcome. But tell us a little bit more about yourself. I know I gave you a great introduction, but just a little bit more, and then we'll hop into the questions.
yeah.
Okay, so I'm Margaret and I live in Ghana, West Africa. I live in Ghana with my beautiful family, and I began my career in human resources for a period of about 12 years. And it was good. It was a great experience. I learned so much. But then deep down, there was something missing. And so I decided to look for other opportunities. And then my online business came on board. And I enjoy I'll talk more about that later. I enjoy being a mom to my children. I feel like it's a great privilege to have the opportunity to impact the lives of little ones. I enjoy family time, going on vacation, and sometimes just watching TV and just relaxing with my family. So that's a little about me. And I'm so grateful for my life and how far I have come. Yeah, so that's me.
Yeah, that's wonderful.
Amazing.
So I have the first question for you, Margaret. So take us back to the beginning. What was life like working in HR, and when did you start to feel the nudge towards something more?
Okay, so like I said, I began my career in human resources back in 2008. I started as a young professional in an HR consulting firm, and it was an engaging and a thriving environment. It sets the foundation for my personal growth and development. And I remember working for long hours, and I told myself, I don't think I can do this forever. But then I said, for now, I just need to get on with the job and keep going. And then from then on, for the next 10 to 12 years, I worked in different HR, human resource roles across different industries like retailing, academia, and all that. And I'm very grateful for my HR career because it enriched my life in so many ways. But then
Mhm.
I knew there was something missing. I
Mhm.
didn't feel fulfilled. But then I kept on going. But then I need at every year I kept on telling myself I need to do something about this. I cannot continue to live my life this way because I knew I wanted more. I wanted to travel more. I wanted to be able to control my own life, be there for my families, create more opportunities for my family. So year in, year out, I was thinking of what to do, but I never got the time or the courage to do so. But in 2020, during the COVID-19 pandemic, our country also went on lockdown. So I had the opportunity to reflect on my life and take stock of my life. And that was when I realized things had to change.
Mhm.
It felt like all my life I was doing things because I had to, or I had to live my life according to societal expectations. And then it dawned on me that I had sacrificed myself so much, busily meeting the needs of everyone, and I had put my dreams at the back burner. So I told myself, not anymore. So I went ahead to write a list of what I was looking for. And on that list, I said, I'm looking for a job or a business that would allow me to earn 5 times to 10 times more than I was currently earning and to work less and also to be able to make an impact in the lives of women. I knew it was far fetched, but that was what I wanted. So I put that on the list anyway. And then I prayed to God to guide me as to what to do. And then I think a couple of days later, I was on YouTube and then I saw this ad about working online. So I quickly grabbed the opportunity and I started. But unfortunately, it wasn't for me because of the high subscription monthly payments. And then there was not enough of mentorship. So I had to pull the brakes on that. And then what I also decided to do was to look at other opportunities, but nothing seemed to click. And at that point, to be honest, I was getting discouraged. But then my strong why of wanting to build financial independence and also wanting to be in control of my time did not allow me to give up. So I went back to the list again and I'm like, yes, this is what I really want. And then I prayed again. And then the following day, I was scrolling through Instagram, and it was as if my prayer had been answered. I saw another ad from a lady in Sweden, and it was saying how to start your online business. And it just ticked all the boxes: high potential income, mentorship, no monthly subscriptions. And I couldn't believe what I was seeing. So I quickly jumped at the offer, bought in, and then, as the saying goes, I began my business. And it hasn't been easy, but it has been worth it. And it has been um, life changing. And I'm so grateful that I gave my dreams a chance. Even though I had to go through a few ones that didn't work, I didn't give up. And I am here and I have the opportunity to also impact the lives of women. So, yeah, that is how my journey began from my HR career to being a digital business owner.
You're muted, Vanessa, I think.
Yes, I was muted. Sorry about that. That's wonderful, Margaret. So many of us can relate to that quiet whisper that says there's more. it's not always about being unhappy, but it's about being unfulfilled. And you found something really that's
Yes,
fulfilling in many ways.
yes, and wow. Uh, let's continue to question two. Leaving a secure job, I think, is a big decision. What was your biggest fear, and how did you overcome it?
To be honest, I had so many fears, and I kept on asking myself, am I making the right decision by leaving my secure job? Will I succeed? Would I be able to take care of myself financially? And what would people think of me? I mean, does it make sense to leave a secure job to start your own business? But then, two things enabled me to push through despite my fears. And the first thing was my why. It was stronger than my fear. I I really wanted to have a life where I decided how I use my time. I decided how I crafted my day every day. And I really wanted it so badly. And I felt like it's better to go after it. Even if I fail, at least I gave my dream a chance. So that was one reason that helped me to overcome my fear. And then the second thing that helped me to make the transition was I tried as much as possible to put a plan in place to help me to transition effectively. In my former place of work, depending on the number of years you've worked there, you had the opportunity to take a year off, but without pay. But I was willing to um, pay for that sacrifice. So what I did was I took the year off whilst exploring different online opportunities. And in my mind, I said, in my mind, I was hoping that by the end of the 1 year, I would have been able to build something so that I don't have to go back to work. And I also and a part of me also felt like deep down, I didn't want to go back. So I took the year off and I began to explore different opportunities. But looking back, what I would advise women who want to transition is to make sure that you build something concrete first on the side before you do the transition. I think for me, I was so burnt out. I felt so unfulfilled. I just wanted to quit my job. But what I've learned is that, and a part of me felt like it was going to be smooth sailing, everything would just fall in place. But what I've learned is that to build anything, including a business or whatever you want to build, so far as you want to build something successful, it takes time, it takes resilience, it takes grit, and a lot of patience. And it is worth that sacrifice. So for anyone who is thinking of transitioning, really need to have a strong why. Why do you want to do what you want to do? And then you need to have a very effective plan in place, and then you can take the leap of faith to do whatever you want to do or whatever venture you want to take. So those are the two things that helped me to overcome my fear and to at least that take that leap of faith to begin to create that life that I wanted. It wasn't easy,
Absolutely.
but it was absolutely worth it. Yeah.
Yeah. Because I think fear is real, especially when we've built our life around certainty. But sometimes the greatest breakthrough happen when we choose faith over fear, and you mentioned that in the beginning.
Yeah. Yeah. I
Yeah,
Yeah.
mean, so much of what you said, you know, resonated with me and my own journey, right? And I really appreciate you sharing all of that with us. And look, here we are. You've now built something beautiful and something global right from Ghana, right? So my question for you is like, how does it feel? How does it feel to run a business that gives you both flexibility and purpose?
I feel incredibly grateful. I feel authentic, and I feel truly blessed. I remember um, I normally used to hang out with three of my close girlfriends. And every time we meet, we discuss our struggles, our wins, and our inspirations. So I remember one of our meetings, I shared with them the 20 years vision exercise. And that exercise is for you to write down what you want to achieve in the next 20 years in every area of your life. So we all went ahead to share what we want to achieve. And I remember sharing that, and that was a long time ago, but I remember sharing that I want to have a business or a job that enabled me to enjoy a perfect work life balance. And so I'll be very present with my family, but at the same time, I am financially independent. And at that time, I felt like it was too ambitious or it's far fetched because normally you have to choose one over the other. But I'm so grateful that this online business, not only has it afforded me the flexibility that I always wanted. I mean, the flexibility is next to none. I can work anytime I want. I can be there for my children. I mean, take my business wherever I go. It's unbelievable and mind blowing. But then I'm also grateful for the fact that now I'm living a very purposeful life where I have the opportunity to also help other moms who want to be able to live life on their terms, who want to become financially free, who want to be there for their families, and also make an impact in the people around them. So I cannot, and I'm grateful because for the online space, because if it wasn't for the online space, there is no way I can even run this business and connect with all these amazing women around the world. So all I can say is I'm so grateful. Yes. And I'm happy I didn't give up on myself and I didn't give up on my dreams. Yeah. And I feel like if I can live the life that I dreamt of, then it can be accessible to any woman who truly wants that kind of life. Yeah.
Absolutely. And the accessibility is key, right? Because, like you said, you're all in Ghana. I know there are a lot of people out there, a lot of women who might feel, they might, because, we're all over the internet, to be honest, and they're hearing, okay, this is a chance for you to start something, start an online business or start a digital business. And they might be thinking, hey, based on my location, this is not really possible for me, right? But here you are running your business from Ghana, and it's working, right? It's working for you, and so it's just such a powerful reminder that we don't need to move countries or follow someone else's blueprint. We can actually build right where we are and with what we have. And our online business system provides that for everyone who's interesting and who's willing and who's motivated to change their lives.
Yes, definitely. I agree. So, Margaret, I have another question for you. What's your message for women watching this? Sorry, what's your message for women watching this who are stuck between comfort and calling? Like, what would you say to them?
I would definitely tell them to follow the path of calling. I
Mm-hmm,
believe that, yeah, I believe that life has to be truly lived and that you don't want to get to the end of your journey and regret about all the opportunities that you gave up because of comfort.
mm-hmm,
And in my case, my comfort was I had a steady income.
Mhm.
But then I asked myself, at what expense? What was the cost of that comfort? I felt burnt out. I felt exhausted. I felt unfulfilled. I was not really living my true life. And so, although I had that monthly paycheck, I felt like the cost I was paying for it wasn't worth it and that it was time to make the change. And so I was grateful when I saw that online opportunity ad on my feed. But
Mhm.
then stepping into my calling, as in starting my business, taking that
Mhm.
leap of faith, it wasn't easy because I'm a private person. And so having to throw myself into social media to promote my business was a challenge. But then once again, that strong why pushed me because I had to do whatever I had to do to be able to realize my dreams, not just for myself, but for my family and for all the other women who were looking up to me. And
Mhm.
so, anytime you do the equation between comfort and calling, yes, the cost of calling initially might be expensive. It might mean you moving out of your comfort zone, facing your fears, overcoming your insecurities. But it's all worth it because at the end of it all, you realize your dreams, you realize your goals, and then you are truly living your authentic life. And as they say, it's better to go for what you want. Even if you fail, at least you gave
Mhm.
it a try than to stay in your comfort zone and just live life as usual. So I would advise any lady or any woman who wants to, whether it's a business or whatever, but it's important that as we serve all the other people in our life, it's also worth it to pursue our goals and the things that are important to us. Yeah.
Yes, definitely. Because sometimes comfort is the most dangerous place to be. It keeps us safe, but stagnant. And I was in that situation too when I started because I wasn't on social media either. But then I had to realize it's a real business. And how else are people going to know about my business if I don't share it with them? So stepping into your calling, it might be scary, but staying stuck costs even more, you know? So we just got to do what we got to do. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a great conversation. Margaret, thank you. Thank you for your honesty, your presence, and for reminding us that success has no borders. You've redefined what it means to rise on your terms with your values and root it in your own culture.
Mhm. Yes, and to all the viewers, wherever you are and however long you've been dreaming, it's not too late. Your story doesn't end where it started, from Ghana to global. So now it's your turn.
Amazing, Margaret. We appreciate you so much for being here. Thank you so much. And for viewers, if you're ready to explore this opportunity and see how it can work for you, join our free webinar. We host live sessions every Tuesday and Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can register now through any of the links that you see on the screen. Whose ever page you're watching, our website is up. So just go there and register on that link and take that first step towards a life of freedom and purpose. The replay is going to be available on our Facebook pages soon. So watch it, share it, tag a sister, and let it inspire the next bold step in your own journey. As usual, we're going to leave you with our quote for the week. And it is that success isn't about where you start, it's about how boldly you choose to rise. Bye, everyone.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.